triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes. Our prayer shall be known both day and night. Say them always. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Now our star shines everywhere. We crave humility. God guide and protect us all. All hail your wisdom, shielding us from fury, unleashed by your enlightenment. Biafra, Biafra, shining forever.
In the heart of Biafra's land, where courage blooms, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands, defying darkened tombs. A beacon of hope, a voice soon yielding. He fights for justice, freedom, heart's true healing. Mazi asume kwensu, your spirit ablaze, guiding your people through the tumultuous mazes. From prison walls you sing defiance and truth, a symphony of liberation, unwavering in you. Freedom, freedom, let it echo across the hills, where rivers flow and dreams ascend, where hope fulfills. Biafra's anthem rises, carried by winds so strong, a melody of resilience, a battle cry, a lifelong song. Chains may bind, but not the soul. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, your purpose takes its toll. The world may turn away, blind to your plight, yet your flame burns brighter, igniting the fight. Behind prison bars you weave tales of courage, a tapestry of resistance woven without rage. Your words pierce the silence like sunbeams through rain, calling for freedom's dawn, breaking every chain. Freedom, freedom, let it echo across the hills, where rivers Kanu's situation is complex, and the song does not capture all aspects. Let us continue to hope for justice and peace. Dun dun.
The chains can't silence the truth. The sun will rise again from the land of rising sun, the great nation of Biafra.
In the heart of the storm, you stand tall and strong, voice of your people. Singing freedom song that tried to break you, but your spirit grew. In the darkest night, your light shone through. Free Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. Let the rivers of justice flow. He's a prisoner of conscience, but his heart still glows. Oh, free Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. The world must know his name. He fights for the voiceless Biafrans. Through the struggle, through the pain and marginalization. Behind the bars, your dreams still fly. Carried by the wind across the sky. Your people whisper, we're with you still. For the truth you spoke, for the strength of will. They can cage your body, not your soul. Your fire burns unbreakable and whole. Free Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. Let the chains of silence break. He's a prisoner of conscience for his people's sake. Oh, free Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. Let the world hear the cry. Freedom is our birthright. We lift our voices high. We are the children of the sun, the great ancient Ibos. Oh, Africa, hear this call. One man's pain is the pain of all. We won't rest till justice stands. Freedom's fire in our hands. Biafra stands for fairness, equity, and justice. Free Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. Let his spirit soar again. He's a prisoner of conscience, but his hope won't end. Free Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. From the mountain to the sea, his voice is a heartbeat. He fights so we can be free. He is the lion from the bite of Biafra. Oh, freedom lives in you. Free him, let the truth. Free him, let the truth shine through.
Hello, my wonderful people of Biafra, friends of Biafra and lovers of freedom. This is Mazi Nwekwensu. As I welcome you to this wonderful edition, it's very important you welcome others. We are live at our various platform on Facebook, Ikechukwu Umadi Ezumezu. On Facebook, Mazi Ezumezu Nwekwensu. On Facebook, Ikechukwu Ezumezu. We're also live on X and Chukwudi Benjamin Ezumezu. We're also live on YouTube. Ikechukwu Ezumezu. Please, it's really important you follow us. In any channel you are getting our message, please share this message and invite your loved ones. It's really important. It's very, very important. Today, we're not going to waste much time today. Maybe this program will be, let me say, less than no, less than 2 hours. Less than 2 hours. This program will be less than 2 hours because IPOB head of finance, Madam Nyanya, will be live on Biafra TV, on Biafra Radio with his team, 9 o'clock Biafra time. So it's very important that all of us to join on Biafra Radio. IPOB head of finance is will be live. Will be live. Let me go on my page. I think I share it on my page. Will be live 9 p.m. Biafra time. 9 p.m. Biafra time. So it's very, very important that all of us we are going to join Biafra TV as soon as once it's 9 o'clock. Once it's 9 o'clock Biafra time. Let's go and listen to our head of finance, Madam Nyanya. Akwa akwụrụ ihe m na-akpụ ya. Akwa akwụrụ. Orisi kpọrọ nkụ. A na-atụ onye ọdịda. Ọdala nke dị ndụ elikere wee dabazie. So 9 o'clock Biafra time, IPOB head of finance will be live. I'm trying to share it. Yeah, and will be hosted by our golden voice, Barrister Ikechukwu Onuola. So tonight we're going to listen from our head office, IPOB head office from Germany, Langerfield. So please, once it's 9 o'clock, all of us must join Biafra Radio. We must all join Biafra Radio. So this is IPOB World Headquarters in Langerfield, Germany. We are going to hear from our IPOB head of finance, Madam Nyanya, tonight. So they won. So I ain't much time. I didn't want much time, I didn't want much time. Like I said, you can see what the flyer said, IPOB Supreme Leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, file appeal. File appeal. 22 case against Justice Omotosho. So on that appeal, our leader made 22 points case against Justice Omotosho, why his verdict shall not stand. Why his verdict? Why the judgment shall not stand? We are going to look into this 22 case Onyendu, our leader, president to the appeal court by Barrister, what is his name? It's really important we listen to. He's really educated. So the 22 case Onyendu filed against Justice Omotosho, that case shall not stand. Please, as you come in, it's very important to share the program. It's very important. And we must welcome IPOB Regional Coordinator all the way from America, Mazi Chiezoku. Mazi Chio, you're welcome to the program, sir. You're welcome. You're welcome. So let's listen to the from the barrister. Those I ain't left much time. So yeah, I get everything sharp sharp. At the same time, it's not a breaking news. You can see American government. I think they have done that. Kwankwaso, they have put Kwankwaso on terrorist list. I think his assets are being froze too. I think we're going to come to that. Let's listen to the barrister. Here we go. So barrister Eke Mini Ekemini. Let's listen to his analysis. You know,
Kanu files Appeal Against Terrorism. Conviction, Legal Analysis by Barrister Ekemini Udim. In a significant development in one of Nigeria's most high-profile legal cases, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, has filed a notice of appeal against his conviction by the Federal High Court on terrorism-related charges. The appeal, lodged personally by Kanu, challenges the judgment delivered by Justice James Omotoso last year, which sentenced him to imprisonment on multiple counts. Barrister Ekemini Udim, a practicing lawyer and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, has provided a detailed breakdown of the appeal's grounds, the legal implications, and what lies ahead in the appellate process. Kanu's conviction stemmed from allegations including broadcasting incitements from the United Kingdom that were deemed to promote violence and terrorism in Nigeria. The Federal High Court found him guilty on 7 counts under the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013, among other provisions. However, Kanu has now exercised his right to appeal within the statutory 90-day window, filing the notice just days ago to ensure compliance with legal timelines. In his analysis, Barrister Udim highlighted that Kanu's notice of appeal contains 22 grounds, each targeting procedural, jurisdictional, and evidentiary aspects of the trial. These grounds aim to dismantle the foundation of the conviction by pointing to alleged errors by the trial judge. Here's a summary of the main points.
Nnamdi Kanu has gone on appeal against the judgment of the Federal High Court that
now it's really important that we all understood the appeal case already filed to the appeal court. It's really important, and barrister Eken Mili, explain it much better. So let's listen to him. From after his analysis, then we'll go to another topic. They won.
convicted him last year. Remember that Honorable Justice James Omotosho, in the judgment of the Federal High Court, made pronouncement against Nnamdi Kanu and sentenced him to terms of imprisonment. A few days ago, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has filed a notice of appeal against that judgment. Remember, in law, Nnamdi had 90 days to file an appeal against the judgment. Some people thought that he was going to file the appeal almost immediately after the pronouncement was made against him. But I think he took his time and then decided to just make sure that he files it within the 90 days. So he's still within the 90 days at the time of the filing of this notice of appeal. So in this video, we look at the grounds of appeal in summary. There are quite many, but we look at them in summary. We look at the position of the law, and we then look at what to expect. Nnamdi Kanu is the person that has filed the appeal by himself. And that is why you say, take notice that I, Nnamdi Kanu, lawyers will see that this is not the regular language of the notice of appeal, okay? But he's saying, I, Nnamdi Kanu, so it's allowed. He is the person that has filed the notice of appeal against the judgments that was delivered against him. And he was sentenced, he said that he was sentenced for 7 numbers of offenses. I hereby appeal as follows. Ground number 1, he's saying that the judge was wrong in law for failing to resolve what Nnamdi calls procedural and competence consequences of the foundational disruption of the original trial processes in September 2017. You remember that Operation Python dance that something happened in his father's compound in Afaruku in Abia State, and that led to Nnamdi running for his life. So Nnamdi is saying that when he came back for trial, the judge ought to have first of all resolved that very issue before proceeding. That's ground number 1. Ground number 2, he's saying that the judge was in error by failing or refusing or neglecting to hear and determine his pending preliminary objection challenging the competence of the proceedings. Remember that Nnamdi had filed an objection challenging the competence of the proceedings at the Federal High Court. So he's saying that the judge was wrong in failing to have determined that. Ground number 3, he is saying that the judge was in error by proceeding to judgment and convicting him while his application for bail was yet to be determined. That's what Nnamdi is saying. That's ground number 3. That the judge should have determined his bail application before proceeding to hear and determine the entire matter. Well, lawyers in the Ministry of Justice will have a response to that. They may likely say that bail is at the discretion of the judge and so on, but it's left for them, right? Number 4, he's saying that the judge misdirected himself when he treated his absence from 2017 to 2021 as a basis for adverse inference without proper consideration of evidence that compelled his absence. Still remember that invasion of his father's house in Afaruku. Ground number 5, Nnamdi is saying that the judge was in error in trying and convicting him upon proceedings previously declared nullity ab initio by the Court of Appeal. Remember that the Court of Appeal had said that the trial of Nnamdi Kanu was a nullity. The Court of Appeal had said that. But I see the Ministry of Justice also replying that the matter had gone up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court did not say it's exactly the same thing. Supreme Court ordered for a trial. But that's one of the grounds that Nnamdi has raised. Ground number 6, Nnamdi is saying that the judge was in error by treating an interim stay of execution order as capable of lawfully suspending the operative effect of the Court of Appeal's final criminal judgment. So you remember that the Court of Appeal had said release him. Federal government said they filed notice of appeal they filed stay of execution. And Nnamdi is saying that the judge was wrong to have given recognition to that stay of execution instead of discharging him. 7, that the judge was in error in subjecting him to renewed jeopardy in respect of substantially overlapping facts. So he's saying that the judge was in error to have tried him after he had already been tried in the same matter, the same facts, and so on, and the Court of Appeal had even made a pronouncement in his favor. Ground number 8, he's saying that the trial judge was in error and that he misapplied the judgments of the Supreme Court, which talked about taking the matter back to the trial court. Ground number 8, Nnamdi is saying that the trial judge was in error of law by convicting and sentencing him under the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2000 13, which Nnamdi says was repealed in 2022. Okay? Ground number 10, Nnamdi is saying that the judge was wrong in law in assuming jurisdiction over extraterritorial allegations. Remember that most of the allegations was that he made a broadcast from the United Kingdom, which was heard in Nigeria. Nnamdi is saying that the judge was wrong to have assumed jurisdiction over something that did not happen in Nigeria. Number 11, Nnamdi is saying that the judge was wrong in law to have denied him fair hearing by proceeding to judgment without permitting him to file and present a final written address. Remember that that's one of the complaints that Nnamdi raised at the trial court. He said he has not been given an opportunity to file a final written address. That's one of the grounds now that he has taken to the Court of Appeal. Number 12, he said that the judge was wrong in law by convicting him on count 1 without proof beyond reasonable doubt of any preparatory act constituting the actus reus, that's the act itself of the offense. Ground number 13, Nnamdi is saying that the trial judge was in error in convicting him on count 2 based on alleged broadcast without proper authentication, proof of transmission of the broadcast, authorship of the broadcast by him, intimidating effect on the populace. That's one of the grounds, okay? Ground number 14, Nnamdi is saying that the judge was wrong in law to have convicted him of ground number 3 without cogent admissible evidence of membership or leadership of Ipob. Nnamdi is saying there was no evidence that he's a member of Ipob or that he's the leader of Ipob. There was no cogent and verifiable evidence before the court, and the court went ahead to convict him. Okay? Number 15, Nnamdi is saying that the judge was in error of law by convicting him on counts 4 and 5 without proof of communication of the alleged incitements. Remember that one of the allegations was that Nnamdi, through his radio broadcast, has been inciting people to take up arms in the East against the government of Nigeria, against policemen and so on. Nnamdi is saying that there was no evidence of communication of that. There was no proof of communication of that against him. Ground number 16, Nnamdi is saying that the learned trial judge was wrong in convicting him of count 6 without proof that any bomb or explosive device was manufactured or that any person acted on the alleged direction by him. 17, he is saying that the judge was wrong by convicting him on count 7 without proper proof of possession or importation, okay, of transmitters. 18, he is saying that the judge was wrong to have overruled his no-case submission. Remember that the judge had overruled Nnamdi's no-case submission and asked him to enter his defense. Nnamdi is saying that the judge was wrong to have overruled that no-case submission, that there was every reason for the judge to have let him go. Number 19, he is saying that the trial court was in error of law by convicting him without proof by admissible evidence that the alleged crimes occurred or of the essential prohibited consequences required by the count failure of corpus delicti. Okay? 20, he's saying that the decision of the learned trial judge is unreasonable, unwarranted, and cannot be supported by law having regard to the weight of admissible evidence. 21, he's saying that the judge failed to apply the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, which is a binding legislation to afford him fair trial and liberty. And 22, Nnamdi says that the judge was wrong in law in imposing sentence without taking his allocutus. You know that allocutus that is usually given to an accused person who has been convicted. Before sentencing, the accused person is usually given an opportunity to say something, possibly plead for leniency. Nnamdi is saying that he was not in the courtroom. He was not allowed to stay in the courtroom and make his allocutus. And that by not allowing him to be in the courtroom and make allocutus before sentencing, that the judge was wrong in law. Okay? So those are the grounds of appeal that Nnamdi has raised. Nnamdi has raised a total of 21 grounds 22 grounds of appeal. It's actually a long notice of appeal. The particulars are there and so on, but because of time, we cannot bring in the particulars one after the other. Now, what are the reliefs that Nnamdi is seeking? Because in law, when you file a notice of appeal, you raise the grounds of appeal. The next thing you do is to tell the court of appeal what you want the court of appeal to do for you. That is called in law reliefs. So what are the reliefs sought? 1, an order of the court of appeal allowing the appeal. That is, agree with this appeal and set aside the judgment of the trial court. 2, an order of the court of appeal quashing the conviction. Remove all that conviction that was made against me. Okay? 3, an order of the court of appeal quashing, reversing, and setting aside the sentences and punishment imposed on Nnamdi Kanu. Okay? Number 4, an order of the Court of Appeal discharging and acquitting Nnamdi Kanu in respect of all the counts of the charge that was presented against him at the Federal High Court. Number 5, Nnamdi says, for such further orders as this Honorable Court may deem fit to make in my favor in the circumstances of this appeal. Now, let's look at the position of the law on this. Number 1, the notice of appeal is signed personally by Nnamdi Kanu. I said that from the beginning. By law, a person who has been convicted and sentenced to terms of imprisonment, he has the right to file his notice of appeal by himself or by a legal practitioner of his choice. In this case, Nnamdi has chosen to file the notice of appeal by himself. That is within the confines of the law, permitted. Number 2, having filed the notice of appeal, Nnamdi has to go to the registry or to the registrar of the Federal High Court and pay the prescribed fees to the registrar. His appeal can be, to be paid to the registrar may be, because of the volume, can be up to 5 million, it can be up to 3 million, it can be up to 2 million, depending on the volume. And the registrar will be expected to transmit that in not less than 12 volumes or sometimes 15 volumes from the Federal High Court Abuja, where he was tried, to the Court of Appeal Abuja, where the matter has been appealed to. Okay? Transmission to the Court of Appeal. Number 3, next will be for Nnamdi to sit back and prepare his brief of arguments into sufficient copies. It will be sometimes as big as this. He will prepare his brief of argument, stating the facts, stating the law in support of his notice of appeal, and then telling the Court of Appeal to discharge him because of this law, because of this fact, and so on. The brief of argument will now have to be served on the Attorney General of the Federation, who will respond or assign it to a private legal practitioner and give him the fiat to prosecute for the federal government. Remember that at the trial court, it was done by a Womolo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, through the fiat of the Federal Attorney General, and then the Attorney General can decide to do the same thing in the appeal, and then the appeal will be heard. Now, Attorney General's reply will be served on Nnamdi Kanu, and when that is done, Nnamdi has the right to file what is called reply brief. When Nnamdi files reply brief, that means all the 3 briefs have entered, and the appeal is ripe for the Court of Appeal to fix a date, and then hear the parties, get it adopted, and then give judgment. When all the briefs are filed in, the Court of Appeal will hear the parties who will be expected to adopt their briefs of argument. The court will then adjourn to deliver its judgment on the appeal within 90 days. Once the appeal is adopted, judgment must, as a requirement of law, be decided within 90 days. Judges will tell you that they do not want to miss the 90 days mark because it's a constitutional requirement. If you miss it, NJC queries you. So that is why within 90 days of the adoption, judgment is going to be delivered, and Nnamdi will know, his fate in the matter. Nnamdi can represent himself at the Court of Appeal. He can go to the Court of Appeal and argue his appeal. It's allowed. If he feels he can do that, if he knows that he has what it takes to do it, the law allows him to do it, right? He can also do so through legal practitioners of his choice. He can also do it with a team of legal practitioners. He can appear in court like this and do it by himself, right? Now, the choice is that of Nnamdi, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. to choose whether to pursue this appeal by himself or to bring in lawyers at this point to assist him. If you ask me, I would tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to seek the services of lawyers that he can trust, those that he believes can do the appeal for him. Why am I saying so? I'm a practicing lawyer. I've done matters at the trial court, I've done matters at the appellate courts, and I can say it clearly that appeal is a technical matter. Appeal is a technical endeavor. It's like, in secondary school we did maths, and we also did further maths. Appeal is like further maths. You need to understand maths before you can do further maths, okay? So, my advice, Nnamdi should consider it necessary to bring in lawyers at this point to do the appeal for him at the trial court, even though the law allows you to do it by yourself. But sometimes I see it as a trap of the law. The law puts a trap for you. So, go and do it. Yeah, you want to do it by yourself, so you go and do it. But you will not be able to understand the nuances of law, let alone the nuances of appeal. I would suggest, like I said, that he should get services of lawyers to defend him, but it's still left for him. He can decide to do it by himself. Some people have done the appeal by themselves, and then if your appeal was good, you win. There's no doubt about that. Okay? Now, I'm wishing Nnamdi the best as the events of the appeal unfold. I wish him all the best in this. Nigerians would want to know how this goes. We expect that the appeal will be filed as quickly as possible, and then it will be heard as quickly as possible too. Many thanks always for watching.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mute myself. I'm sorry. So, as I was saying, I said that we all listened to the lawyer uh, explain to us the 22 points that Onyendu fired against Jason Motosho. And maybe by the special grace of God, before the appeal, before the date will come, we will have one of MAK lawyers to come to our studio to tell us more, to tell us more. But I know that these 22 cases Onyendu raised against Justice Obomosho, he will never survive. He will never survive it. He will never survive it. We all know that Nigeria, this case is a political issue case, but we know that this case, the appeal court will also do what they did in 2022. In 2022, and I have uh, Anthony said, getting getting a trusted lawyer should be good at the points. Yeah, Anthony, we have good lawyers. MNK legal team, they are all fantastic. They are all good. From the Vice Counsel Barrister Ejimako to Mandela to Nnemeke Ejiofor to Maxwell Okpala to Barrister um, what's Patrick Agazie. No, we all have wonderful MK legal team. They're all wonderful, and even our son too. They're all wonderful. They're all wonderful, and Anthony said again, say please, my advice for Mazi Nnamdi to get the service of a trusted lawyer at this point. Surely, I know our leader will do so. Our leader will do so. So maybe by it's not going to be this week, this weekend, but this weekend we have broadcast. We're going to continue where we stopped last time from As the Light TV. We have, I think that will be on Saturday 8 p.m. So we want to as na ọbụla mgbe o ji wee kpọọ mgbe eji wee egbu ka ọ na-akpọnwụ, we want to expose more, deep more, that As the Light TV, aka Prince Darlington, work with these people that cause this problem in our movement, and with the evidence, we have all the evidence, So that will be for the on weekend. Now let's go to the trending news from Kwankwaso. What US did, I think the congressman, the member, what our leader always said, Tiala, they are terrorist organization. Our leader say it time without number. Now let's go to Arise TV. It's very important. Let's go to Arise TV, and as soon as 9 o'clock, we are going to shut down because IPOB head of finance is coming live on air, Madam Nenyanya. So let's go.
Joining us now with stories trending around the world is Vimbai Muchinhiri Ekpeyong, our Zimbabwean Niger wife, whose president is trying to remain in office beyond 2030, after the age of 83.
As usual. No?
Even the man that was challenging him, the man died very conveniently last week. But that's not the story.
That's not the story, Dr. Abati. We'll deal with Zimbabwe's issues on another day.
But you're used to it now. Maybe,
of course, I've only known
strongly.
two presidents all my life.
But you are a supporter of Mugabe. You supported him while he was
Yes, I did. I support all Pan-African leaders who want to take the land back from the colonialists. Good morning, Dr. Abati.
You supported him with his atrocities. I was killing the people and all of that. Did not support Pan-African leaders. Say it the way it is. You supported with his atrocities and gushy grace, and that they were making life difficult for the people. You supported the bad candidate. Just like you supported Nagagwa.
We don't have a lot of time this morning.
Go ahead. Whoever is coming,
we'll bring the story tomorrow.
Yes. Let's talk about
your president.
And I will give you insights. I will come as a specialist analysis. And I will. Let's go to what's trending.
This ZANU PF number one. ZANU PF. We support.
I do believe in the party that liberated us from colonialism.
ZANU PF.
So let's start what's trending this morning.
2030.
We start what's trending today with an exclusive story that we're breaking here on Arise News. As U.S. Congressman Riley Moore and Chris Smith have proposed the Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act of 2026, recommending targeted sanctions, asset freezes, and visa bans against former presidential candidate Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association, Mieti Allah Kautal Hore, and what they describe as Fulani ethnic nomad militia. The bill alleges that the named individuals and groups are responsible for severe religious freedom violations. Shared by Moore on X earlier today, the document outlines statistics and historical accounts of attacks on Christians and on Muslims who advocate religious tolerance. It cites a lack of prosecutions or convictions of jihadist actors, characterizes this as a failure of the Nigerian government, and calls for coordinated support from France, the UK, and Hungary. The report also urges investigation into cases where non-Muslims are allegedly subjected to Sharia or blasphemy laws and makes reference to victims including Rhoda Jatau and Deborah Yakubu. Now let's take a look at some tweets coming from the United States X space. Sean Nelson said the powerhouse team of Rep. Chris Smith and Rep. Riley Moore today introduced a new bill on religious freedom in Nigeria, increasing accountability measures, including recommendations for sanctions against Fulani militia and former Kanu State Governor Kwankwaso, who introduced Sharia criminal law there. Nakabulu responded and said, well, how much were you paid to target and tarnish Kwankwaso's image? Zamfara State introduced Sharia first in Nigeria as part of their right because it's in the constitution of Nigeria. Christians are safer in Kano State than virtually Christian-dominated states in Nigeria. Well, of course, what we do know is that the first governor to introduce and implement Sharia law was Governor Ahmed Sani Yerima of Zamfara State in January of 2000, with other states following after that. Well, could this be a case of mistaken identity? Although we know that the bill itself, the proposed bill itself, doesn't make reference to Kwankwaso implementing Sharia law, but the commentary around it alludes to that. So it's a very huge development because there have been several threats about naming people and outing people. And I think, I'm not sure whether people would be surprised that the first name on that list would belong to Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Dr. Abati, I'll come to you.
Oh, okay. Well.
Play solo, after work, at your own pace. No stress. World of Warships is naval combat without pressure.
I mean, the United States has been interested under President Trump, either in his first term or now the second term, in religious persecution in Nigeria. Ditto, the Department of State of the United States, also the Department of Justice, and also now you have the African Command being involved, with President Donald Trump carrying the flag and saying there is religious persecution in Nigeria. The federal government of Nigeria has made considerable effort in that direction to say that Nigeria is a secular country and that whereas there is insecurity in the country, there's no such thing as religious persecution. So that's the background. And now, over the years, Nigerians have been saying, name the persons. Before now, there was an attempt, I think, by the United States and also the United Arab Emirates to say that there are certain Nigerians in government and out of government who are funding terrorism. I think also under the Jonathan administration, there was some debate about the admittance at a senior level that, in fact, there were saboteurs inside the government. Now we have reached an interesting point whereby the United States House of Reps, Representative Chris Smith, I think he's 73 years old, the two oldest persons in the House of Reps in the U.S., he's been there since 1978, representing the 14th District of New Jersey. And then you have Congressman Riley Moore, also now, proposing a bill, and they are now saying that, one, the United States Congress should declare the Katauri, Mieti ala Katauri, should declare it a terrorist organization, and also Mieti ala itself, which is the principal home body, should be declared. And then they have now, in that context, named certain persons. And it is the name of Senator, former Governor Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, flag bearer in the last general elections of the NMPP that has been mentioned. And then Makban, there's a group called Mabgan. Fulani ethnic nomads have also been named. Well, this matter has to go before the Congress, and they've indicated penalties that such persons will be declared as terrorists. Such persons will not be allowed to go anywhere near the United States of America. So it's a developing story. The matter will still go to Congress. It will be debated. But what you can say is that with the involvement of both Congressman Chris Smith and Riley Moore, this may be an outcome of the various visitations to Nigeria and the interactions with the Nigerian authorities. But we on our own at this table cannot reach a conclusion and say, oh, these persons, these groups, have been so properly identified. So there will be also negotiations, discussions at the binational level.
Absolutely. Ayo, your take on this
Okay, so
very
this
important
is a huge story. And it's come up from, there's a journey towards this point. Starting off, of course, very significantly, amongst the other things that have happened, that post, that infamous post by President Donald Trump, which then triggered a chain of reaction. Obviously, from the Nigerian end, efforts that have been made to convince the US government that there's no Christian genocide happening has not seemed to yield much fruit, because the conclusion of this bill is that there is Christian genocide happening. In fact, before we talk about the main thrust of the story, which is the naming of some of the people they've identified to institute the Magnitsky Agreement Act, on which includes asset freezing. It's not just visa bans, it's also asset freezing, and also this would have an implication for them beyond the United States of America. In fact, in this bill, some of their partners are mentioned, the United Kingdom, as well as others are mentioned,
France,
and they might,
UK,
France,
Hungary.
some of them might also decide to take on the same action. But I think beyond that is how detailed the reports about a 12-page bill. The preamble was to give details to the extent of the investigation that they did, including the congressional hearing, the fact that both Christian and moderate Muslims have been killed, the fact that some of them who oppose these things were targeted, were kidnapped, and were killed. So a lot of detail in the work that they did, and then the conclusion around what ought to be done, including the naming of these people. All through this journey, let me call it that, what I've been insistent on is that I wish that Nigeria took the lead on this, because it is quite sad that we're now referring to or depending on the United States to tell us what is happening in our country and what ought to be done. I want to almost say the audacity of one sovereign to interfere in the, in fact, what they've cited as an example is that it's a threat to US national security, and that's why they've taken an interest in this matter. But it should be more of an interest for Nigerians. But I think we can't even begin to decide whether or not there's Christian genocide in the first place before we decide to begin to take action in that regard. So that's my first point. The second point then I would then talk about would be what would be the implication of this naming of these individuals, of these people. I agree with Dr. Bati not to jump the gun, because I would like to understand the reasoning behind, because they didn't actually give a clear reason why he in particular was identified. And I'm glad that you drew in the Sharia law, because they mentioned it in this bill, that the Sharia law, blasphemy law, was part of the discrimination against Christians and some people living in this area. So a few things around there. There are nuances, there are contexts that were not contained in this particular bill. But most importantly, what I'm calling for the Nigerian government at this point, can we take a lead on this? If there are indeed people who are killed because of their faith, can we do something about it? Can our senators, and this is where we call the National Assembly, can they do something about it? Their counterparts in the US have gone ahead to present their own reports and made recommendations, and a bill has been passed. Can we do something about it back home? And finally, I'll rest on this point that, most importantly, can we now, they've accused, one of the charges brought against Malami is the fact that he didn't do anything about the list that was brought before him, and making that renewed call, that can we also identify the terrorist financiers or supporters or backers in Nigeria and do something about it?
Exactly.
That's what I would say.
And it's sparking another conversation that we had in the beginning, which is that, is the Nigerian government collaborating with the United States as equals, or are we cooperating, meaning there's some form of coercion happening for us to sort of, agree to the terms that are being set out? Because it does seem like the United States is taking the lead. And the Pentagon, in a related development, the Pentagon is sending about 200 troops to Nigeria in the coming weeks to help train its military to fight Islamist militants. This is weeks after President Trump criticized the country for failing to shield Christian Christians from terrorist attacks. Now, this is according to a U.S. official who spoke on Tuesday. The troops will augment the small team of U.S. forces. You remember we'd spoken about the small team who have been in the West African nation for weeks, assisting local soldiers with identifying potential terrorist targets for strikes using American and Nigerian intelligence. This is what the official said, who spoke on the condition of anonymity and was discussing operational matters. The new troops, whose impending deployment was reported by the Wall Street Journal, will be assigned to locations across the country to provide troop training and technical expertise. The U.S. troops, it is reiterated, will not be involved in combat operations. This is according to the official who spoke on this matter. An exclusive that was released by Wall Street Journal, of course, has now been widely circulated. But, you know, Rufai, just to put these issues together, now we're seeing names, there are lists. Some people are arguing that, oh, why are we nitpicking this one name on the list when there's several governors? If it's about Sharia law, there's several governors who implemented it. If that's the context, what is the context? Give us the detail and give us your evidence as well.
A lot of things have gone awry in Nigeria, and we remember the conversations around Sharia law sprung up, in the early 2000s. And we knew there were going to be a lot of blowbacks, and we're beginning to see the blowbacks now today. So it's not today that we've been talking about this. For what it's worth, those that say, oh yeah, there should be Sharia law in parts of this country, if we also now make the argument that can we also have canon laws in some parts of the country, they will say no, straight away. So we should be careful. Ayo, you asked a very fundamental question. Why can't Nigeria take the lead on it? Because the Nigerian state cannot handle the complicity in this matter. Pure and simple. There's complicity. President Jonathan said it. Dr. Bati, no lie. President Jonathan said it this time about complicity in the fight against insecurity. This government has also said it. To a large extent, we've not been able to handle the complicity. Till today, we've not answered questions around, number one, Vimbai, who ordered the military to leave 30 minutes before the KB girls were picked up. Look at the case in Kwara. We talked about complicity. When they forwarded the report that these criminals are coming to the security authorities, who informed the criminals that made them get angry and come quickly? Complicity. Secondly, it's because of that complicity too that after the UAE released that list of terrorist financiers, the government can't go after them. So if you have a case of complicity, America will come and write your narrative for you. That's what's happening. It's not that we can't solve the problem of insecurity, but we are not bold enough to solve the problem of complicity. I mean, this was the same country that fought Mitasani in the 80s. So we are not bold enough to fight the complicity that has gone into every single architecture. That's why Americans are taking the lead. And you can never be equals with America. American defense budget is over 800 billion. That's 4 times our national GDP.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Well, I believe that reactions will continue to come in, and this conversation will move forward as this is a huge development with regards to our insecurity issues and relations with the United States. Now, let's move over to the Senate, where social media has been a hive of activity following the Senate's...
Now, this is much we can take. And it's all about to bring out the information more and more to our people, Now, I saw a message from national coordinator all the way from Italy, Mazi. And Mazi said, because this is where we'll take it up. Mazi said, total disintegration of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria is the only way out to save life. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra now. Yeah, Mazi, I agree with you 100%. 100%, I agree with you. But Mazi, now we must go back to Twitter. I posted it on my Facebook. We must go back to Twitter. Remember what our leader told us, that Twitter is our weapon. We must go back to Twitter and we must follow one another. We must go back to Twitter. In as much we appreciate what America is doing. Remember what I said earlier before. I said that if America like, they can put 1 billion foot soldier in Nigeria. Believe me, it's not going to solve the problem. If they like, they can bomb 1 million missile in northern part of Nigeria. It can never solve the problem. The only thing that will solve the problem is what? Division. All man to his own intent. Just like Mazi said now. Now, I want us to engage Larimon on Twitter. I want us to engage Larimon on Twitter. Now let's go to his handle on S handle. Let's go to his handle. There's something I want to show you guys. And most of you have come across it, but it's very important to bring it up again. Yeah, this is Larimon S handle. This is S handle. And on this tweet, he sent this tweet February 7th. February 7th, he sent this tweet. We did it. Now, my point I'm making now is if we don't put our house in order right now, believe me, what is going on now, the oil company will have it. Remember, these people have the money. The oil companies, they have the money and they have the connections. I have told you guys that the fight we are fighting against these multinational companies, these oil companies. They don't want Nigeria to divide. They don't want Nigeria to divide because their game of interest. Because of their game of interest, they don't want Nigeria to divide. Now, you agree with me with the point I made? Let's go to Larimon X handle and see what he said there. And that is why we need to engage him on S handle. Also call his phone number. Yesterday I called his phone number and when you call his phone number, they will ask you to drop a message. Yes, call and drop a message. We must engage with him on Twitter and also call his number. Our people in America, our people in Europe, even in Biafra land. Now, I want you guys to see what Larimon tweeted. Can I go on there? Yeah. Now let me read it out. This tweet was on February 7th. He said, I traveled to Nigeria and engaged in multiple high-level meeting with Nigeria officials, the church, aid group across the country, and IDP camps, IDPs, to get a better understanding of rampant persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Gekwanụ ntị ọfụma, geenụ ntị ọfụma ebe m piki nsi man agwọ nọ n'akịrịka. Geenụ ntị ọfụma o. Or in my discussion, the idea of dividing the country has not come up in any serious way. Effort to embody the separatists hunting effort to embody the separatists hurt Christians in Nigeria especially in the north and middle belt. Especially in the north and middle belt. Now, can somebody this into my own understanding? Maybe someone else may come up. No? Now, this man Agwa that he was in Nigeria and engaged and have a lot of engagement with church people, with Christians, with IDPs and group, and all the meat no hold that the vision of Nigeria never came up. That embodying the vision will hurt the Christians, particularly in the north, particularly in the middle belt. Okay, who are the separatists he's talking about? It's me and you. It's IPOB. That let me go back again. Now, he was saying that effort to embody separatists will hurt Christians in Nigeria, especially in the north and the middle belt. What is he telling you? That if you divide Nigeria today, the Christians in the middle belt, the Christians in the north will not be safe. So only okwu anagun. Only okwu anagun. Only okwu anagun. The only thing I find the art with this man they put that now they want Nigeria to be united. In as far the oil gonna flow, in as far that oil will be flowing, Nigeria should be united. Now, if Lalimo and President Trump put all the soldiers, foot soldiers, in the land, send all the missiles, do you know they have a limited time? They have limited time. Remember in 2017, when Joe Biden take over from Trump, what happened? Trump put Nigeria in a blacklist. When Joe Biden stepped in, Joe Biden take Nigeria out from blacklist. These people, they have the connection, they have the money. I want our people in America to go close to these congressmen, explain to them the way they will understood, the way they will understand that the only way to save life, to save the Christians they are talking about in Nigeria is division of Nigeria. Is division. The only way to save the Christians in the middle belt is talking about to save the Christians in the north is distinction of Nigeria, division of Nigeria. That is the only way. If you don't divide Nigeria, remember these people have a kind of cultural they have a kind of cultural patient. They can wait for 100 years, but their aim, they must actualize their aim one day. Do you think in Turkey that before Turkey was Islamized, that is they started it for one day or for 50 years? No, it's years. Do you think before Turkey was Islamized, before Turkey become a Muslim country, do you think it's something of 50 years planning? Do you think it's something of 100 years planning? The answer is no. They have patience. If these people saw that President Trump is so much on them, guess what will happen? they have to wait, they have to draw back. They will draw back. They will draw back and lie low. They will draw back and lie low and start planning and start strategizing again. Remember what Gaddafi said before they took Gaddafi out. Gaddafi said the only way to save Nigeria will be okay is to divide Nigeria. Gaddafi said it. The only way to save life in Nigeria is to divide Nigeria. Gaddafi said it. So I always say this, that the oil, the people that are holding our leader, is not the Southeast governors. I must be honest with you. The people that are holding our leader is not Southeast governors, it's not Nigeria government. Ndị our leader, Share, Tezaku, Ajib, F, Aribotin, B plus B, Jos Beggar, Saipan, name them. This multinational oil company, they are the people holding our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And these people have everything they want. They have the money, they have the connection, they have the military, they have their home country backing them. But let me tell us something. It is better we stand up and fight for the rest of our life, or to kneel down for the rest of our life. It's better we stand up and fight and put to death than to kneel for the rest of our life. If things don't happen now, it will take us many years for this clock to come back at this point. We must go back on Twitter. We must engage this man on Twitter. We must call his phone number. We must call his phone number. His phone number is on Facebook. On his profile is there. We must engage with him. Our people in America must engage with this man, because this man is not speaking. People that speaking is the oil company that they are speaking through him. They are speaking through him. We love what he's doing. We appreciate it. But if anything that keep Nigeria warm have not solved the problem, this is the fact. Whatever you are doing now to help the indigenous people of Nigeria, if you don't divide Nigeria, you are not doing anything. Because division is the only case. Now, let's continue. Let's continue. Now, he said, the destabilized Nigeria would embody terrorists and make Christians less safe in Nigeria across the continent. Where this man? Una forget now. Ona agunu now that dividing Nigeria will empower the terrorists and will make Christians unsafe. As far as I am concerned, there are two types of Christians in Nigeria: Judaism and Romans, Catholic, and also Pentecostal. In the East, Judaism was there for a very long time. Our leader is a Judaism. He practices Judaism. They have other Christians there. So for this man to tell us that dividing Nigeria will endanger Christians, this man is not speaking alone. This is the oil company speaking through this man. And our people don't need to be quiet on this street, on this man. We need to engage this man. Honestly, we need to engage this man. We need to call his phone number. Drop message to him. Let him to understand that that thing this oil company wants is not going to work. It's impossible. Now let's ask Dalemo. Dalemo, sir, can US live together with Afghanistan? It's a question you must answer me. Can USA, can America live together with Afghanistan? Can they do that? If they can't, why are you proposing this? Why do you want Nigeria to still be one? Why do you want Nigeria to still be one? I am Mazi Ekwensu. I will use my this little platform to speak truth to you. Listen, sir. We are Biafrans. We are Ndigbo. If you think that America will have their way on this, to not Nigeria to divide, sir, you are wrong. Take it or leave it. Nigeria will never remain the same. Nigeria will never remain one. If you think that you guys have all it takes to unite, to hold Nigeria into one country, let me tell you, sir, when you know Mr. B, you don't know Mr. C. When you know Mr. C, you don't know Mr. D. And as a matter of fact, Chukwuokika Biam is always on our side. If you don't want to do the right thing now, believe me, God in heaven, that God you call, we call you Chukwuokika Biam. Even Chukwuokika Biam is not God. Our own is supreme being. He can use Almighty God to equal to our Chukwuokika Biam, not God. That Almighty God you serve will use that the northerners, to break Nigeria. You will be surprised. You will wake up, the northerners will say they are not no more. They don't want Nigeria anymore. And you cannot hold them. That is impossible. I know that for sure. If you don't want to do the right thing, telling us that dividing Nigeria will put Christians in danger, so you say lie. Who told you about that thing? Who said that to you? Who said that to you? Dividing Nigeria will save the Nigerian Christians more, not to put them in danger. Because Middle Belt can have their own nation and have their own military to protect their border. Oduduwa will have their own. Biafra will have their own. Arewa will have their own. How dare you tell us that dividing Nigeria will put Christians into danger? Who says so? I understand where this language we are coming from. It's from oil company, oil money, game of interest. But I want you to take this to bank, sir. Alimon. We are Ndigbo. We are Ndigbo. Do you know what when I say we are Ndigbo, do you know what it meant? We are the ancient people, Ndigbo. If you don't want to do the right thing now, the Almighty God, Chukwuokika Biam, will use the north to do it. Then themselves will say they are tired of Nigeria, that they're not interested anymore, and you are not going to hold them back. And a day will come, I will come on media like this and say, "Sir, what did I told you?" Game of interest, all your money. In as much that the oil is flowing across the sea, we don't care what is happening about the people. We don't care what is happening about the people. In as much that oil is flowing across the sea, across the blue sea, in as much that mineral resources, that solid minerals is taken, we don't care. I ask you again, can US live together with Afghanistan? If US can live together with Afghanistan, okay. Telling us that dividing Nigeria will put Christians in danger. Sir, you lied. It's a total lie. It's a broad daylight lie. Dividing Nigeria will safeguard, will protect Nigeria Christians. Because like I said before, Middle Belt will have their borders controlled by them. They will have their military, they will have their police to safeguard their borders and protect their land. The same thing with Oduduwa. The same thing with Biafrans. The same thing with Arewa. On this your post, all I saw is game of interest. Oil money. Oil money. So Biafrans, it's very important we all go to his S handle. Let's go to his, let me bring his Facebook up. I think it's very important. Let me bring his Facebook. His Facebook. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is Facebook. This is his Facebook. Then you can contact him. Let's his number, his phone number. The phone number is +1 202 22 52711. I repeat, +1 202 22 52711. The Congressman Lalimore. Then He can also in his S handle, Rep Rally More. Then when you call him, it will be on voice note. Drop your message there. Also go to his S handle. It's very important. Also go to his S handle and do the needful. Huh? So it's very important that we Biafrans we don't sweep this his tweet under the carpet. All the important ka onye ọbụla binye ka ama na agwọ nọ n'akịrịka. No? Like I said before, because my Onyendu never mislead me. I have told you guys before that America, all they like, let them put 1 million soldiers in order to solve the problem. And I said time to time that these oil companies, they are in charge. Now we are seeing it. But guess what? We shall never back down. 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 Now, like I said, Madam Nyanya, IPOB Head of Finance, will be live on air on Biafra Radio, 9 o'clock Biafra time. All of us must join. We must join the broadcast. And on this note, I'm going to put my link. If you want to contribute, you endeavor to do so before Madam Nyanya. We have less than 30 minutes now. Let me send my link. Or if you don't want to come in, you have question, you can ask your question on the comment section. Then we have to take it. And don't forget that if you are coming in, your camera must be open. If your camera is not open, I'm sorry, we are not taking you in. Let's go on S handle. Okay, if you want to come in, the link is there on Facebook and also on YouTube. But I did not see on S handle. Why this didn't show on S handle? But I can see it's live. Yeah. Okay, then I want to take the link from the S handle. Okay, so yeah. Hello, Mazi.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Mazi, even from here, Mazi.
Good. How are you today?
I'm good, Mazi.
Yes,
Keki me, Mazi.
I just came in now from my to my office. What I was
Okay,
I've been listening while I was driving. What I was
all right. Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
and I'm glad that you just give us some few minutes of
Yeah,
coming on to to speak. And before Madam Nene broadcast, what I was I'm
yeah.
just you know, getting ready to listen to her to her broadcast.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, Mazi.
Kepan, I know
So, Mazi,
you've been
mm,
doing a great job since the last 1 hour.
yeah,
Mbido may listen to you. I know you are worried, particularly on the last you know issue that you treated regarding the coming of
yeah,
America to Nigeria. So
yeah,
everyone else should be worried, but I don't think there's
mm,
anything to be
yeah.
worried
Yeah,
too much
yeah,
about.
Mazi, when you were, please let our audience know who is talking. Introduce yourself or whatever, no?
All right.
No? Yeah,
Okay. Good afternoon, our viewers all over the world. Ndị ụmụ Biafra, ekele dịrị everybody. My name is Mazi Chris Morgo. I am proudly IPOB, and I'm the deputy coordinator of IPOB in the state of Massachusetts. State of Massachusetts is one of the states in that made up America. So I am proudly representing IPOB as the deputy coordinator. Ekele to everybody. Thank you, Mazi.
yeah. Mazi, you're welcome. You're welcome. Mazi, go on.
Um, okay, I wanna onye
Yeah,
ukwu dakuzizi ya.
yeah.
Mazi ekele dịrị gị. Welcome, sir.
Maazị
Oh,
Ichie
yeah, kedu?
udo dịrị gị Maazị Chris
Udo dịrị gị too.
adịrị gị
Mazi.
mma ọ dị mma lee ka ị mere
Good, sir. Good to see you. Yeah.
famili gị kwanye Happy
Oh,
New Year
ha ka m mma. Ha ka m mma.
nice to see you
You too. Yeah.
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 Okay, Mazi, please go on.
Um, Mazi Ezumezum,
Yeah.
let me, as what I do usually
Mm.
when I come into this program. Every time you always describe this your platform as very small. To me, it's larger than the way you described it. Because why do I say that? Why do I disagree to agree with you on the
Ndị
side?
Facebook suppress ya ọhụụ ndị Facebook na ndị
Is
otu
big.
achọghị ka anyị kwuo okwu gbasara Biafra
Yeah, all the big because in any ekwu in a present here will truth, nothing, just the truth. This is not a conspiracy theory kind of platform. You present issues the way they are, and the issue that you present is the issue that concern the one of the major ethnic group that made up the present Nigeria. And because you entirely focused on our aspiration, which is to get what that Chukwokika Abiyama has created, and he has found a man in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go through this process, and he's still going through the process. And we believe at the end of the day, ihe Chukwu kere eke, ụka ọkpagwere, ụka okwuwere with on that he spoke it out that only use every other person, particularly in our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to get this aspiration achieved. So we are focused and we are resilient, and we believe that Biafra will come. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Mazi, I'm only just going to because I know that you don't have much time before we join. We listen to the broadcast of our, um, you know, from Madam Nene,
Our head of finance.
our head of finance. So our broadcast is very special, and
Yeah.
we're all looking forward to listen to hear from her because whatever she says is just the way it is. It's coming from the right source.
Yeah.
So I I expect all Biafrans to make themselves available at 9 Biafran time to hear this broadcast. All the very important. So Mazi, regarding Americans coming to Nigeria, um, I know how much every other person is concerned about perhaps the what America is coming to do, and anybody when other different views about it. I don't blame you because of we've been going through this for a very long time. But I just want to assure us, because I am firmly convinced that the notion onye ọbụla na-enwe with some little doubts about what they are coming to do is only centered on eradicating the terrorists in Nigeria. I do not believe that America they are only to just eradicate the terrorists and just go away after they have done so. It doesn't make sense if we look at it critically. Okay, why do I say that? You don't just do that because if that's just their intention, come eradicate these people and go away will be the solution to that problem. I don't think America wants to engage into that and leave that kind of legacy. I think the idea is come, do this, and decide on how to create, a fostering stability. And they know that the only way to foster stability and to avoid this for them to again come back in future is not other than to divide us. And the dividing Nigeria is something that is in the aspiration of all and sundry. Even if Biafrans have been the major focus in the past, where most of the other Nigerians disagree with us. Now, everybody is coming to terms that the only solution to our problems is for us to get ourselves disintegrated because the smaller Nigeria becomes, I think it's going to be unique and better for every one of us so that we can be able to pursue our different nations and do the right thing and secure and have our sovereignty in different ways. I think we will be in a very much better relationship. And the smaller we become, the better, relations I gain within ourselves. We create that vacuum, and only people respect somewhere. So I believe America has much more than what everybody is thinking to do in Nigeria. Thank you, Mazi.
Mazi Ndewo. Ndewo
Yeah.
Mazi. Yeah, before I say something, Mazi Dakus. Mazi Dakus, please introduce yourself and just take microphone. You know?
Uh, Greetings, Biafrans, IPOB, lovers of freedom, people of goodwill and conscience. I'm Jocelyn Akujo Bindula, one of Lagos
Mazi Dakus,
72.
say it here your camera of mana okay on a center. Audio okay.
That's the nature of my camera. So how my camera near because position Banji set so I'm from Lab Ukwato Bombis and one Bisamushi. One Bisamushi. So my take to this is that I'm when you were doing that, don't want to meet in there. So the truth remains that like people or Facebook did not want us to say anything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, about IPOB, about Biafra. They are on that, suppressing it, trying to pull it down. Like Mazi Chris said, Facebook, Nigerian government, UK government, the whole world don't want to talk about Biafra, don't want to listen anything about Biafra. And that is why you see your Igbo brothers are jumping to APC to continue the legacy of their forefather of imperialists, to make sure that they turn on the Igbo as Babiala, as zombie, as Rankadede, or as what do you call them, Amajiri. And that's what they are doing. They are doing it at all cost. So, but people like us will not allow that to. Your cutest son will not allow that to happen. We will not. We are not going to allow that to happen. You can see Babi Christopher Musa begging. The East is the heart, is the hobby center, is the economic hub of the nation. If you burn it down, if you do it this, if you do it that, if you destroy it, remember one boy, remember the mothers in area, remember this. But when they were killing our boys, tagging them IPOB, lying, point and kill with APC terrorists, what did they think? No, what did they think? So they look at us as a fool. You will look at Igbo's son. That point, you killed him. I say he's an IPOB without proper investigation, without proper following the due process. We have fought this battle for longer. We're not going to sit back or cool down or mellow down until our supreme leader is being given free. A man, look at a man who prisoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a dangerous criminal in the history of man, because Malami is a boogie. He's a boogie. He's a
Maazị ewo n'iwu ọkwụla gị mana anyị ji topic ebe a nụnwa so ọ na-aka mma
So the topic is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case is a deliberate. Excuse me, I'm coming. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case is a deliberate. United Kingdom knows why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is there. They do not want him to. They do not want him. They want him when they bring him to presidential pardon, so that he will become like irrelevant, like Wazirike, like Asaro Dokobo, like Gawozio Timbu. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu refuse, because that is what Babi Christopher Musa said. Despite they prison him, there is another way they can open. Another way. Excuse me. Wait. Let me say what they.
Chelly, hold on. I ain't gonna much time, please. I had one top issue here about Congressman Lalemore. You have a topic issue now about this.
Okay, I'm coming to that.
I am less than 9 minutes now. If we have a Mazi Chris equal now, what are gonna on I come my if I but I be can stick here on the issue now. No,
but what? Excuse me. This plea in Obuo, Babin Christopher Musa is doing, and this thing that man wrote. What is the difference? Everything they are doing, they want to bring us. If our attention is coming low, if we are going to pedal down, so that for I've said it in several occasions. United States, more political, all politics, they are coming. Business, they are coming. Everybody, Alibo, land of interest. They go all the land of interest. US is coming. Obviously, they don't know what they are going to do, because all the land of interest, they are the ones using that Fulani on and not.
Maz, hold on. You can only join it late. Let me explain to you. Okay, Okola, let me tell you some. Explain to you a bit. I don't want much time. Okola, if you go to Larimon X Ando, I don't know if you have seen the post. He said that he have been in Nigeria and have series of meeting with group. With he went to IDP camp and he meet some church leaders. And on his discussion, the issue of
They do not want Nigeria to divide. That's
yeah,
it.
the
I said, oh,
issue.
yeah, can be an now. Oh, yeah, can be an enjoyment can make as a mama
I
went to
ain't
live.
very much time
Allow
now.
me to
I ain't
allow
very
me
much
to
time.
land.
I ain't very much time. I
Allow
have to
me
give
to
you
land.
a
Oh, when
yeah.
Jaguar gets it. Alibo, we are talking about interest. Someone propose a country of interest, the whole world. Oh, the whole world is interested in Alibo. Achọkwana ka njekwa gị sị achọ ka ala Igbo Russia achọghị ka they don't want to separate Nigeria because Fulani are doing their biddings and they are using our own politicians to do their biddings as well. Oh, that interest in Wage, my brother. Almost I man what they are doing. America know what to do because they created Middle East to divert attention of people so that this evil name in Nigeria, UK just say all the whole Middle East owns the whole oil. Masidi, share Nigeria. Let us see how the Middle East owns the oil. Because actually the whole world where the oil is where because I'm gonna say about maybe so how can they the other side? Name are confused in them. So here they didn't want to divide Nigeria, but we will do everything humanly possible to make sure that Nigeria is divided. We don't have anything to do with this Muslim and Fulani. Let us do business the way their forefathers and our forefathers do business. Why all the United Kingdom difficult to do that? So you want to carry everything and keep us impoverished that our youth cannot be relevant. It's not possible. Man, it is not possible. I want to join them. I am joining them in their politics. Let us play that politics, nonsense politics they are playing. That it's time for we to go further. Ndị Igbo nọ na ndị IPOB nọ na UK nọ na US join their politics and follow them and play that nonsense politics because we can't be sitting back and watch Adi Igbo maybe.
Okay, Maz. Okay, Maz. Thank you so much for your submission. Now, Mazi, please. I know. We have talked about this thing, a similar issue, this issue, similar of it, some time ago, and you assure me, seem that Mazi, when men na udo, what I go,
Yes, sir.
I agree, Mazi. I must be honest with you. You see, we have never, US have never come close to Biafrans or to indigenous people of Nigeria the way they are now since after Biafra Civil War.
Yeah.
No, Mazi, I agree with you. What they are doing, Mazi, okay, now, do you know naming Kwankwaso, bringing his name first? These are one of the one of the list. It's one of them. They say Nigeria. Remember, UAE give Nigeria the list of those people that are supposedly terrorists. And Nigeria never want to do anything about it. But the one good thing that now Kwankwaso now, his name is there as a financier, as a supporter, no, of this terrorist movement. Now, let me come to this man now, Maz. If this man can say this on air openly, Maz, don't you think that there is some people that are pushing him? If he can say this openly, that you know, dividing Nigeria will
Yeah.
put Christians in danger. Don't you think alone when they not sponsor for this?
I don't think I don't think so. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
this is America play politics. What is
yeah,
really called politics in Ottawa?
yeah.
That is the only honorable statement he has to do, so that Agadi focused on their number one reason of coming to Nigeria, which is to eliminate the terrorists. But the other ones I want to in public space. preacher. Once that comes in, then the other side, we have every reason to say, oh yeah, we know this is why you are coming. America will never just come to eliminate the terrorists and just go away. They will not want to come back again, on again and again. So they have a preferred solution to that problem. But let's just be quiet about it. And the reason is that Nnamdi Kanu, ihe a niile all Biafrans, ihe nọ anyị n'isi, our focus at the meantime is to get him out of the dungeon. And once he's out, all these things we are talking, all these speculations, you will see the reality of the issues. Then America will be able to speak vehemently. You know what I was so listen. That's why I say we shouldn't be worried. Our concern now is to get our indomitable leader out of dungeon. Then give their where politics are replaced. Mbaki Gejama, this is the reason why America came into Nigeria in the first place. What I was so let's not just be worried about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's be
Yeah.
confident.
Yeah, Mazi. I agree with you. But in this area of we being silent, okay, because I agree with you that yeah, they must have something to cover up. Why
Yes.
underground something is going on? You
Yes.
know? Yeah, I agree with you. You know? But onwe inu atụ na n'ọnụ Igbo. Asụ onye ji ngwu, ọ bụrụ na o dewere ngwu o ji n'aka, mụnwa na-eze anya m, mmadụ kwụsị ize anya m. I don't know if you are getting my point.
Yes, I got you.
You know?
Yeah.
So, in as much, yeah, that maybe there is something going underground. But in careful n'anya, ka anyị na-agbụwa our mind. They put our mind though. I don't know if you are getting my point.
Yes, but all the
Yeah,
Okakono man I know from Rally More because
yeah,
Onya Wake Enya the responsibility to do this.
yeah,
So and you do not expect him to say, no, he will not.
I
It
agree. Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
look good.
Mazi, I agree with you. No, no.
Yeah,
Yeah, and what I mean, and I
yeah.
agree with you. But I think what this area na-ekwu now, go. Anyị
Okay.
nwa dị so to na ngada.
Yeah.
Anyị kwesịrị na-ezikwa ndị mmadụ ka otuto atụkwa anyị na na-ekwe na otuto anụ nwa o. Dekwa otuto a,
Okay.
dekwa otuto
Okay.
a, dekwa otuto a.
Okay.
Am I what I mean?
I got you.
Eji uche eme some, eh?
Out of work.
Okay.
Out of work.
Okay. Mazi Chris, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Mazi Dakus.
Mazi Chris and Mazi Ezumezu.
Uh,
We will be doing the needful. That's why when them bana zwaka, their leadership, them bana zwaka. I na-ekwu A, ha na-ekwu B, anyị na-ekwu B, ha na-ekwu D. Riotla. Here, Mega, all these things that is going on now, will be presenting the matter, hitting the nerve. No matter the suppress of Facebook na ndị ọmasịrị ha, because they know we are the one saying the truth, pursuing the right thing. The other ones are busy working against it. Yeah. So the truth is that Agadine hit the man is saying something. I want them to ndem na hibi, ndem na hibi, suppress ya kuya, make America influence. K wanted, you should bear in mind. The people I'm living with suppress under America. But America gave me, Emasa, he won't colonize Nigeria on them na hibi. And we have much influence. Always Niger Farah Bachala na power now. The Guinea could listen to Bagasi, even with bargaining leadership of those states. But if one they can move their labor, none they conservative, they can actually agent and they want that their criminality to continue. So for you to see, America will be doing. Look at the way they are calling America name. All people like us who are on social media countering that nonsense in Africa. Because their intention is to weaken Donald Trump and America so that can these people continue their criminality. So our duty, I garden our own diligently and make sure we pursue what we are looking for without losing focus. because all political something, like I said. And okay, the America, my UK and America were the same party, not in the same alliance, speak in one voice, the game will be over. But because of that opposition, who are still supporting that evil women, you see that they will find it difficult. Hichi menubo, ege wunde ke through propaganda. Never na heavy were propagandists. Every propaganda. Bia. Our America garden gradually until yauru meme election far away. Then again was you say, oh, well allied to these people. They can do the job perfectly. Am I what I mean? So all the ally of these people. So the truth remains that because the people who in power now and they can not in the same ally, our birds of the same feather, and they want that pogrom and that criminality to continue. So America now they will be dealing it with Ndeke Manahibi will be bringing Europe. Ndeke about create evil. Now I continue. You can see them and say, oh, UK is done with Brexit. They want to go back to Europe. So all the same ally so that they can get their force, Agaheji, demolish here and destroy here and continue that impunity, which we will fight and stand here and go against it. Whatever they are doing, we'll bring it on social media and counter it. That's how it works now.
Yeah. Okay.
Am I understand?
Yeah, I'm just I check in Biafra radio now. Right now, as soon as Madam Nene, as soon as they are alive, we have to go off. Because I've just
All
checked.
right.
No, but sometimes they use at $1 distance. So Mazi Chris. No?
I'm
Yeah,
going to be going out, perhaps. I don't know
yeah,
when you're coming again.
yeah.
So, yeah, come, may attend some critical issues, okay?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay,
I'll see
Mazi
you.
Chris.
Ngwa,
Yeah,
Mazda Cruz, I'll
yeah.
see you guys, okay?
Ngwana
Okay. Yeah, thank you
Oduwaze
so
Mazi
much.
Chris.
Okay, all right.
Thank you so much, No.
So
So
Mazi Ezumezu, you
yeah.
can see that is why I name play the thing. I name and we need to be very careful because the force behind this thing DK force DK.
Mm. Okay, Mazi, we take home now, so we have to go out now.
I
Because
did take home on
yeah, yeah,
somewhere for me to say is
yeah,
for us to be very, very careful and very, very vigilant and be
yeah.
courageous in what we are doing.
Mm.
Focus. That's the only thing I can say. And that is it. Ngwane Mazi, Egbaliana, thank you so much and God
Okay,
bless
okay, okay. My wonderful people of Biafra, friends of Biafra, and lovers of freedom. This is Benjamin Ezumezu, or Ikechukwu Ezumezu. No. So, Madam Nene IPOB head of finance will be live 9 o'clock. I think it's after 9 now on Biafra Radio. Please let's all move to Biafra Radio and welcome our head of finance, Madam Nene, and listen to the message because any message coming from Madam Nene is coming from our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's coming from her, from him. Any message from our head of finance, Madam Nene, that message is coming from our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So let's wait. I think it's coming. The time now is 4 minutes after 9, so we have to go. And I don't know tomorrow if I will be live, but on Saturday, like I said, we are coming live on the unfinished business as the light TV, aka Prince Darlington. This time around, we are coming with more facts that Prince Darlington, aka Accelerate TV, work with Nelly Ofrebu to cause more confusion in our struggle. But today, we have overcome. But we want to remind him that we know. But guess what? We move. So ekene m unu, kene nkwe, kene nwanyị. Asị m udo dịrị anyị, ahụike ya wara anyị ọjị. Ndụ nka walida Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ya dịka echi n'echede agwụ. Anyị kenere onye ndu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Kwudokwuo niile nke ọ na-agwa anyị. Anyị kwudoro ya. Ala iwe nke ọ gwara anyị mee ka anyị ga-eme na-awalida ka ọ bụ. Asị m udo dịrị unu. Ndewonu.
For High Court, Federal High Court, first judge you come, he resign. Second judge you come, he resign. Third judge come, the matter begin. Come today, come tomorrow, they begin adjourn the matter. It reach the last day, 20th November 2025. I will never forget. The judge you say you are guilty of count 1, 2 and 4, 5 and 6. For that reason, I will sentence you to life imprisonment. Mazi they shout, show me the law, 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 show me. For High Court, Federal High Court, first judge you come, he resign. Second judge you come.